Hello. Hi. Hello, everybody. Hi, Robin. Hi, Becky. How are you? Great to see you guys and welcome. Yes, the bridge situation is very, very, very sad. Such a shock to wake up this morning, and that was the first thing I saw from the news, excuse me, notification on my phone. So I immediately got up and turned the TV on to see if what the news and what everybody was saying and the report and so forth and so on, and I watched it for quite a while with the hopes that they were going to find somebody, but kind of knew that they wouldn't. And I just looked at a news feed a minute ago, and I don't know if anybody declared it, but they did say that the six people they were looking for have been assumed has they assume that they are deceased. So yeah, that's really, really sad, but yeah, you never know what's gonna happen. You never know. That was a truly shock to my system, and mm, I don't even know what else to say about that. But I do want to say hello to Facebook, everybody that's watching in Facebook land, and everybody that is watching in YouTube land, and everybody that is watching off the feed or the chat that watches but does not come in. Hello, hi, come in if you dare, please. We'd love to have you, and of course, everyone that will be watching the replay. Thank you so much for doing so, and I do appreciate it. And I have to admit, I've been off kilter all day because of the bridge situation. Because, like I said, I watched it for quite a while this morning, and it was just so devastating and so sad and just so unexpected and just to see what really happened, it was like, wow, yeah. So that just kind of trying to get straight here. I see I'm just crooked. I don't know what the crookedness is all about. My chair crooked or what? I don't know. Can't get straight. But anyway, um, you never know what's going to happen. You never ever know, and that's the part that is so sad and so scary. But anyway, my prayers go out to all of the victims' families, and they say that it was no one but the crew people that were the construction people. Uh, and I'm hoping and praying, even though that is a tragedy and very sad, which that counted six. I pray that there is actually no one else. I've not heard that it was, so that's a miracle in itself. But let's hope and pray that there was no one else. So hi Terry, hi Val. Who else has come in? I think that's it. I've spoken to everybody else. So Becky, you said I'm I you're tired and you've been babysitting your great grandbaby for 2 days. His mom, oh my, okay. Well, I know that's tiring, honey. A baby, and I hope mom is doing well and be able to go back to babies being normal and taking care of home baby as soon as she can. But that's a little difficult, especially uh, in the nose area, because the baby always wants to go into your face. So I get that. So, hi, J.E. Can I call you by your name since we have met? Um, J.E. is going to be one of our new members of our sew along, the social society crew sew along. So she's going to be joining us, and she and I had a nice chat the other day over the phone, and she's excited. I'm excited, and I am really um, happy to welcome her. And I know she's going to be a wonderful fit, and hopefully, will be a wonderful fit for her, and all will go well with the sew along and everything. So she is saying hi and looking forward to the sew along, which will be next Wednesday, a week from this Wednesday. And so anyway, you guys, Robin and Becky and Val that are on here, Je are part of the sew along. So they're all welcoming you to that particular group. And as Becky said, you will love it. And Robin says welcome, and Jay is looking forward to it. So that is, I'm so glad that she has decided to join us. There was one other person that got in touch with me via the on my channel through comment, and I reached back out to her with my um, with my email. But I haven't heard back from her, so I'm hoping she got it. I don't know. But if you're on here or if you come on here, please let me know so I can make sure that we make contact. Because if you want to participate in the sew along, you're more than welcome. I just need to make contact with you. You need to make contact with me. And I have to apologize that we did not make contact via the comment like I thought we would, but hopefully that will happen. And Terry, hey, you get to see your second great grand in a few weeks. Yes, I do. Terry is my daughter, and she's referring to her granddaughter will be coming to visit in a couple of weeks, and that will be a great opportunity for me to get a chance to see her. She's been out there where they are in Illinois several times. I have not. So I've not had the pleasure of physically seeing her, and I see her via the phone, the FaceTime and all of that is really, really great. We didn't have that years ago, but now we do. So that makes it easy for you to get a chance to see people and talk to people face to face, even though you're not face to face, actually. So I have seen her and I've talked to her and she's tried to talk back and everything, but I've not actually physically seen her. So this will be a perfect opportunity for us to get a chance to meet. So that's what Terry is saying, my daughter. And hi Marissa, how you doing? Happy Tuesday. Yeah. We were just talking about the bridge collapse here in Maryland, and how awful it is. And unfortunately, it looks like there's some people that did not survive the crash. The I guess it is a crash. If you saw, and I'm pretty sure because it was national news that everybody has seen it and seen the video of it crashing in and all of that. And I have tons of questions because I want to know how that boat got so far off centered before the power went out, um, to the point where it couldn't slow down and ran into the bridge because it was totally off centered from where it was supposed to go through, and that's why um, the accident occurred. But that's just my question. I don't know if I'm sure that they will be asking those questions too. I'm pretty sure of that. But anyway, I will move on away from that subject because it's making me even more and more sad. And I don't want to say depressed. I'm not depressed, but I was very saddened today, and it did alter my mood for the whole day. I was just kind of not functioning as I had hoped that I would because, when you get up and the first thing you hear is bad news, it's kind of like everything goes downhill from there. And that's sort of what happened to me because I didn't get anything that I had planned to do in my studio done. Needless to say, I might end up with a UFO that I don't like to have. And if you guys don't know what a UFO is, unfinished objects or unfinished projects is what I say. I did not and have not finished my placemats. I'm done. All I got to do is put them together, put the back on it, and move on. And that was my intent for today. And didn't get it done. And it was my intent for yesterday, and for Sunday, and for Saturday. And it was always something that came up to stop me from doing that. And I have yet to recover from my 10-day uh, episode of not having access to my machine. And that just threw me back with everything. So, I'm just trying to work my way back into my groove, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because it took me forever, as you may have realized, since I didn't put anything up until yesterday, actually last night, about what I was going to be talking about today, because I was struggling. I have to let you know it's a struggle sometimes to come up with topics and stuff. And what made me decide on the topic that I did come up with was just looking on Facebook and YouTube and seeing so many people talking about Joann and the bankruptcy. So I know we spoke about this a little bit in a prior live that I did. Didn't go into a lot of detail because it was on the horizon. It had not occurred. But now that the bankruptcy has actually occurred, I guess more and more people are finding out about it or deciding to talk about it. So that is the subject tonight. And what are we going to do about it, or what can we do about it? So I just wanted to dive right into that, since, like I said, that's the subject. And I don't know how many people are actually. Hi, Marina. How you doing? Thanks for dropping in. I don't know how many people are going to come in, how many people are already watching or whatever, because people may or may not be interested in this. But trust me, it's going to be more than just talking about Joann's bankruptcy. But what the first thing that I did want to do is talk about what a Chapter 11 bankruptcy is, because a lot of people are saying, oh my goodness, Joann is closing, and what are we going to do? Joann is closing, they're filed bankruptcy, and it's going to be like some of these other stores that have filed bankruptcy and disappeared. And it may, but let me tell you what a Chapter 11 is, which is what they have declared is have gone to court for. And let me get to it. What is a Chapter 11 bankruptcy? Chapter 11 is often called a reorganization bankruptcy because it allows businesses or other entities to keep operating while they restructure their finances. They either file a reorganization plan voluntarily, or they can be forced into that if three or more of their creditors file a petition with the bankruptcy court. And what it does, it provides instant relief since creditors are temporarily prohibited from taking any action. The business or individual has 4 months to come up with a reorganization plan, though that can be extended out to 18 months. After that, creditors can propose a reorganization plan themselves. The plan defines how the business will operate to pay its financial obligation. Plans usually include downsizing to reduce expenses and free up access. So that's basically what it is. It is not a Chapter 7. It is not a Chapter 13. It is a Chapter 11 bankruptcy, which, as I mentioned, it is basically reorganizing the their financial structure to hopefully give them the opportunity to come up with a plan that is going to improve their profit margin or their sales margin, so they can pay the people that they owe and not have to shut down completely. Now, I did also get information about them, Joann itself. And Joann has been in business since I believe it's 1943. Joann was founded in 1943, and as we know, it sells a variety of crafting supplies, including fabric by the yard, sewing machines, cricket machines, yarn, home decor, crafting, all kinds of stuff. And therefore, it is not just a fabric store, it is actually fabric and crafting store. And it is a Hudson, Ohio based retailer. They made a statement. They filed on March the 18th, I believe. So that was March the 18th. A week ago yesterday is when they filed. So it's been a week. And in the statement, the retailer says it has secured approximately $132 million in new financing and related financial accommodation, and it expects to reduce its funded debt uh, by about $500 million, or half of its $1 billion total debt. So Joann is in debt for $1 billion. $1 billion. Billion with a B. That's a lot of money. And they've only come up with 132 million of that $1 billion. So they're hoping to come up with half of the billion in order to stay afloat and not have to go ahead and file a Chapter 7. Now, Joann has 850 stores in 49 states. They don't have any stores in Hawaii, they said. And the company went private in 2011, and then they went public, I believe, in 21 or 22. Went back in 21. And in 1921, they went back public. Um, but they're going to go back private again. So going public might not have been a good move. And another thing that happened to Joann, unfortunately, during the pandemic, there was a huge, as we all know, run on fabric stores. Everybody and everything that sold fabric was selling it like crazy. And they were running out because the whole world were making homemade masks for the pandemic, for um, first line um, emergency or essential workers, first line essential workers, which I was one of them. And I personally made masks for myself and eventually started selling masks to other people that wanted them, uh, doctors' offices, lawyers' offices, private people, a sporting team, several different entities reached out to me, and I was able to make them masks, and I'm sure many of you also did the same thing. A lot of people did it voluntarily and did not charge anything, and a lot of people, as I did myself, actually created a small business with it because there was demand for it. But how does that affect Joann? Joann was so overrun that they actually expanded stores, hired extra people, got in more materials and what have you. Because I can remember several times going to Joann because I wasn't a Joann shopper, to be honest about it, because I wasn't sewing anymore until I actually got my SE 1900 and started making masks and stuff. And so I'm constantly running to Joann to get fabric for masks. I got a lot of back orders because I would get like a solid and a print, and the print would be the inside, the solid would be the outside, and I put a pretty design on it and put it out there and sell it. And I still have a lot of that where I have matches of, you know, patterns and stuff. But I also had people that ordered masks, like I said, doctor's offices and so forth, where they wanted a certain color, and then I had to get a whole bunch of that particular color and so forth and so on. And I was constantly running back and forth to Joann, and I was getting a lot of blue and a lot of black cotton, and oftentimes they would run out. I go there and they didn't have anything. Walmart was out the picture. Walmart was basically empty, as we all know. So, what did that do to Joann? It put them in a precarious position because they did all of that, and then let me see, they did all of that, put all their money into that situation, and then when the pandemic was over with, everything went down. Consumers weren't going in buying stuff. It says that the consumers cut back on discretionary spending and hobbies after the pandemic. So they weren't going into Joann or any other hobby or craft store uh, per se, like they were in mass during the pandemic. So that put them in this predicament that they happen to be in, according to what I have been reading. And they said that, excuse me, they were just able to get out of it. And there was another article, and I don't see it right here, but I read, if I remember correctly, they were also saying that part of the problem, and we all have seen this, and I guess this was because they were trying to figure out or manage how to save or cut costs since they had expanded and done the things that they did pre-pandemic or well during the pandemic, and now it's after the pandemic and they don't have the sales. They cut back on their sales people. They cut back on they were trying to do online. I read that and that didn't work for them. They just could not manage the flow or the sales of online. That didn't work for them very well. But they were having people constantly coming into the stores because, like I said, I went into the stores during the pandemic. It was open, and they were working. People were wearing masks, but people were going into the fabric store. So once the pandemic era was done and everything was declared, where you basically didn't have to have the mask anymore, they cut back on their sales people. They cut back on the specialty services that they used to provide, like classes and what have you. They cut back on the service in the store per se because it's sort of like they were hiring kids, which they are now, and they know nothing about the fabric, where things are. Um, you would ask them sewing questions because you used to could ask sewing questions. I remember going to the Joann in Florida, which was a very nice Joann, and you literally and it was always busy. There was lines out the wazoo. They even had some of the Joanns where you could take a number and your number would come up on the screen so you can continue to shop, and then you come when your number was ready and all of that. So they were very, very busy, but they were also knowledgeable people. They would have three or four cutting people, huge table, and three or four people would be cutting at a time with servicing three or four people. And you could ask them questions about the fabric, about what's good for this pattern, all kinds of sewing questions you could ask them and they could answer them. And that was something that went away. It just went away. And it just has not been good. They also mentioned, now all of this is what was in this article that I read. They also mentioned that the upkeep pretty much of the stores went down. Now, I don't know what the stores were like that I go to here in Maryland. What I do know compared to what I had become accustomed to in Florida, it was not up to par. It is not up to par. And that makes you don't want to go there. Pretty much you go there because you have to, but not because you want to, which is kind of sad because you don't have anywhere else to go. And that is part of the reasons why a lot of people are alarmed because we're realizing that if for some reason this Chapter 11 reorganization of Joann Fabric does not work and they end up closing their doors, then we're pretty much stuck. Only thing that we really have left would be Hobby Lobby, which does sell fabric and some sewing notions. Not a lot. The variety is not a lot. There are things that you need that they don't have. Tar- uh, Walmart, and we know what the quality of their fabric is. I mean, they have fabric, but the quality is low, depending upon what you want to do with it. You're just, if you're wanting to make apparels and stuff like that, that may not be the place you want to go to buy your fabric because the fabric is not of that high quality. We all know that. It's very, very thin, but you know, that's Walmart. But you can buy fabric at Walmart. And I have noticed the Walmart that I go to is becoming very limited with their fat quarters. They're not keeping them up like they used to. And there is no variety. They look the same. You don't anyway. And so that's Walmart, that's Hobby Lobby. Then you have your quilt shops. Now the quilt shops have absolutely gorgeous, beautiful fabric, but they're expensive. The quality is great, so you pay for what you're getting. They're expensive, but what I do know, and the sewing back stores, I've noticed they I guess they're quilt stores as well. Their notions are limited. They have notions, but they're all specific to quilting, pretty much. Embroidery to a degree, but more so to quilting. So people that do the quilting are lucky. You're gonna have access to material regardless to whether Joann stays open or not. It appears if you go to the quilting shop, but then you're also gonna have to pay that fee. And I went to a quilting shop, um, a real quilting shop, not a sewing back where they sell sewing machines and vacuum and fabric like the one that is in Ellicott City here in Maryland. I'm talking about one that is specific quilt shop. They did have some machines, but that mainly quilt shop. And they have these beautiful uh, bolts of fabrics with the brand names. And I don't know any of the names because I'm not a quilter, but they have sections of material and it has the brand names that people are familiar with that does the quilting. And the majority of them are print, beautiful print. And I went in there and I was just looking around and I was like, oh my goodness, this is some gorgeous material. The material was so pretty. And, in my head, I'm going to get me a few fat quarters. Sure. I looked at a bundle of fat quarters and they wanted $89 for, what was it, five or six? I don't even know how many it was in there, but I tell you, it was $89. And I'm looking at the fat quarters and $20 for one. And then I'm looking at the jelly rolls and they're 60, 70, 80. And I'm like, what? Goodness gracious alive. That blew me away because again, I don't quilt, so I have no idea what quilting material costs. And I don't frequent quilt shops. But that's what we have available to us to actually physically touch and look at our fabric. Now, we do have options. We do have lots of options to get fabric. So it's not like we don't have places to go to buy what we need. We all know you can get a lot of different notions from Amazon. Amazon has almost every kind of notion that you may need for your embroidery, your quilting, your crafting, your whatever. You can most likely get it at a reasonable price through Amazon. So that part is a blessing. You can also get a lot of stuff off of Etsy. That part is a blessing. Now let's talk fabric. I have a list of, it says the ultimate guide to the best fabric shops online. And it's a large list of places. And I'm pretty sure that these shops are nice. I'm pretty sure that these shops have wonderful fabric and good quality fabric. One of the places that I'm familiar with is Mood in New York. And mainly because I'm a Project Runway fanatic. I love the show. If anybody's aware of the show, I think it comes on Bravo whenever it comes. And Heidi Klum used to be the star, the host on there, but she's not anymore. Somebody else is. But anyway, um, Project Runway is how I found out about Mood. And just looking at them going into Mood, buying all that wonderful, beautiful fabric and stuff. So you can shop online to Mood. I've actually got something from Mood. And I've seen where people have gotten mystery boxes from Mood. I looked at that video the other day where this young lady had ordered a mystery box for $50 from Mood. And it's a 10-pound box, and she got some really nice fabric. It's a mystery box, so you have no control over what you get. But especially if you're a sewist, she got a lot of material, and several of those pieces were anywhere from 2 to 3 yards of material, so it was enough material to make something from. But again, you have no control over it. But you can actually select your fabric, and all of these online places you can select. Now, you can do the same thing with Joann, and I'm sure they'll probably, even if they close their brick and mortar, they'll probably keep their online open. Most of these places that have shut down, Bed Bath and Beyond, um, that's the only one I can think of right now because it just happened not too long ago. You constantly get, at least I constantly get emails and stuff from them because they're still in business. They just don't have the brick and mortar anymore. I'm a touchy feely people person. I like to look at, touch, feel what I'm buying. So for me to buy fabric, sight unseen pretty much, doesn't make me happy. And with Joann, I don't know about some of these other places because I've not really tried to buy fabric uh, too much. I have bought some things off of Etsy. I have bought some things off of Amazon, and this was way before hearing about Joann. Just stuff that I saw I liked that I wanted. But with Joann, their minimum is 2 yards. So if you see a piece of fabric and you want it, but you don't need 2 yards, you're stuck. Either you buy 2 yards of fabric or you don't get it because that's Joann's rule, a minimum of 2 yards. 2 yards and up, that's it. So you're kind of stuck having to buy 2 yards. Now, depending upon what you're going to do, 2 yards may not be a big deal. You may be wanting to buy more than 2 yards anyway. But I know the first time that I ordered fabric from Joann, I still was just doing math. I had no desire to buy 2 yards of fabric, but I had to. If I wanted that fabric, I had to buy the 2 yards. And I still have at least a yard and a half because I didn't need 2 yards. But I wanted it and I bought it. Now, these other places, if you check them out, and I'm going to list off some. It will tell you what their minimum is. And I did glance at a couple of them, and it said that you didn't have to buy 2 yards, but it makes sense for you to buy more because the other thing is you got to pay for shipping. So you got to get yourself in a position where whatever you're spending, if this makes sense to you, is going to put you in the category where you don't have to pay shipping. Because I tell you, if I buy some $8 fabric, I got to pay $16 because I got to get 2 yards, and my shipping is $15. That's 4 yards of fabric right there. I'm not happy. I am not happy that I'm spending as much for shipping as I am on the product that I'm buying. I'm not happy because I'm just not happy. And you got to pay for shipping, that you have to. Shipping is expensive. I ship a lot. I know shipping is expensive, and you got to charge the people for shipping. They have to charge us for shipping. But if I'm paying for shipping, I want my money's worth. So I'm going to buy as much as I can, if I can, to put me in a position where I get free shipping, if that makes sense. Now, it may not make sense. If they tell me I got to spend $100 in order or more to get free shipping, and the shipping is only $15, I'm not going to go ahead and spend $100 I hadn't planned to spend unless I can find something I need and I have the $100. So you got to make it make sense to you. But the thing is, you're paying for the shipping, and that part is something to think about because if you walk into Joann now, you don't pay for shipping. If you walk into Joann, you get the discount. Maybe that's another thing that I don't know if that has helped or hurt Joann. But sometimes I feel like their discounts are a bait and switch situation because you'll look at your coupons and it'll tell you 50% off a regular and $5 off of this and $10 off of that and so forth and so on. And then when you go in there and you select everything, it turns out it's a blockbuster, I mean a doorbuster and or whatever, and those coupons don't work for that. Oh no, 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 it doesn't work. This was a doorbuster, so this is the price you have to pay. So you're calculating in your head that it's going to be this amount because you had a coupon, and they're calculating it over here and said no, it ain't gonna work because it was a doorbuster. So it's like the coupons aren't working. That part, I don't like that part. I don't like that part at all. You get X amount of dollars off of a regular price product, and you go in there and what you want is not regular price. They have it discounted, but it's still high. You wanted to get that 50% off, but you can't get 50% off because they got a 15% off or 25% off or something like that. So you can't get that. You can't use that coupon. So that's a Joanne story, and I'm pretty sure most of you are aware of that. So I am not familiar with these fabric stores. One, because I don't buy online fabric, but they have this comes from Susie Quilts. And she says that these fabric shops are one of the best or some of the best where you can get good fabric. L Wives, L like L that you drink, ALE Wives. I guess that's how you pronounce it. Was established in 1975 and it carries a variety of traditional fabrics and also the latest in contemporary designs. And what makes their shop unique is a passion for English paper piercing with a modern twist. And online, you can find loads of supplies, books, and patterns. So Lewise, Alewives. Now, I recommend, since I didn't do a PowerPoint or anything like that with these things in it, that if anybody is interested in even trying to get in touch with these places, just save this video, pull it up, look at it, and then or write it down as I go or whatever, and check it out. Bloomier Fabrics, Bloom, Bloomier, Bloomeire Fabrics. Um, is just like your local fabric shop, only exclusively online. The personalized customer service, modern fabric selection in a variety of substrates, custom Bloomier bundles, individual fat quarters, and free samples with orders are just a few of the things customers love about this store. So that sounds like a store that I would be interested in getting to know. It says your local fabric shop online. So that's how they promote themselves, as a local fabric shop, but we're just online. So I would be interested in checking them out. Cottoneer, Cottener. It's two E's. Cottener. Cottoneer. A happy little fabric shop is their tagline. And she says, this is Susie Quilts. My good friend Andrea started this shop to cater to both quilters and garment sewers. Almost daily, you will find new fat quarter bundles for sale, along with wovens, blends, and exciting outside the box fabric. And this one is her favorite go to shop, and that's Cottoneer. Claire's Fabric is in Australia. Claire, Clair apostrophe S. Claire's Fabric is an online shop specializing in all the things modern. Claire always looks for the cheapest, fastest way to ship orders, and part will make part refunds if she can send an order for less than what was originally charged. After attentive customer service, the number one priority here is to have fun. So this is in Australia. I don't know what it costs to ship from Australia here, but the one thing that does sound promising with Claire is the fact that she'll refund you part of the money if she can ship it to you for less than what she originally quoted. So that might be something that you want to look into. Um, I want to look at some of the chat that's going on because I don't want to lose anybody here. And Becky said, okay, where are we? Let me see. Marina, you say you truly hope they reorganize and remain open. So do I. And Becky said the only Joann in my area is 1.5 hours away from me, so I never get to go, but I do order a lot online. Okay. And JE said, well, she's thanking them and looking forward to the sew along. Um, Becky said, good things they're so far away, so she don't have to spend so much money. And Marina, I'm so old school sometimes. I still love shopping and the feeling of carrying a bag of what I purchased. And it's not for me, it's not so much as shopping and carrying the bag as it is for me actually physically looking at the fabric, touching the fabric, or whatever it is I'm buying. I want to look at it, I want to touch it, feel it, and try it out if it's possible and all of that. That's just part of shopping for me, especially when it comes down to craft and stuff. But shopping in general. I mean, you know how we are. We're women. If we buy clothes or shoes, anything, we're usually if we don't try because I don't always try the clothes on in the store because I don't feel like getting dressed and undressed. But you can pretty much look at something and see if it fits. And but the shoes, you're gonna try those shoes on before you go home. walk around in the store and make sure they fit, don't hurt your feet, all of that stuff. That's what we're used to. I don't necessarily shop and buy shoes, especially online. And even though I know this is the norm now, I don't particularly care to buy clothes offline because you see it. I got some the other day. Looks so cute. Ooh, I want this. This is so cute. When I got it, it's like whatever, no big deal. I'm not even sure I'm gonna keep it. So, it's a letdown. Now, had I been in the store and looked at it and tried it on or whatever, then I would have known right then and there whether or not I was gonna buy it. So instead of having to go through the hassle of repackaging it, take it to the post office or UPS or whatever and send it back and get a refund, all of that kind of stuff is time consuming. That's not fun. That is not fun. But that's what we're down to now with this online stuff. Now, Robin, you say I buy from an online store called Marshall Dry Goods. Okay. And they have great prices and good quality fabrics. I just got 27 yards of different fabric for a mystery quilt I'm doing and paid $120. Okay. So that was about what was it? Yeah, not too bad. 27 yards of fabric. That's not bad. Not bad at all. And Marina's going to check out that site. So the name of the site is Marshall Dry Goods. So check them out, Marshall Dry Goods. Another one, Crimson Tate. Crimson, like the color crimson. Crimson, Tate. If you can make it to the beautiful brick and mortar fabric store, if you can't make it to the brick and mortar store, the next best thing is to pursue the brightly colored website. Crimson Tate was founded by pattern and fabric designer Heather Givens. It's a modern quilt shop specializing in contemporary modern fabrics, including Amy Butler cotton, steel, Heather Ross, Alexander Henry, Corey Dante, Liberty of London, and Nanny Iron, I guess, Ichino, and more. See, these are those designer fabrics that I'm pretty sure was in this quilt shop that I went into, and I saw these designer names for these fabrics and stuff, and they didn't mean anything to me because I'm not familiar with them, but they have their distinct fabric, um, the way they make it and what have you, and the designs and everything. And people that do quilt are very familiar with it and they love it and so forth and so on. So I guess I'll have to get used to that because that is new to me. Duckadilly. Duckadilly, 3 words, Liberty of London. I guess Liberty of London is a brand. The website has a vast selection of your favorite Liberty prints in a variety of colors and cuts. After visiting this online shop, you will be dreaming of tiny prints for days. Liberty clubs are also available, so you don't want to miss a new collection. So Duckadilly sells Liberty of London fabric. And if anybody's familiar with that, then they will know exactly what that looks like and they'll be super happy to check that place out. Fabric Bub, Bubb, Fabric Bub. It is a modern fabric shop. And Robin, you said Liberty of London is gorgeous fabric, but very expensive. All of that stuff in those quilt shops is expensive. Because they're designer favorites, just like going to where Saks Fifth Avenue or Neiman Marcus or some of these other Bloomingdale and places like that with these Jimmy Choos and see, I don't do designers. What is it, Fendi and all of that kind of stuff that I don't do. Yeah, Louis Vuitton, all of that. That's what the fabric shop has their designer people. and you're gonna pay designer prices for it. Um, that's what happens when you don't have your own local fabric shop like a Joann, like a Hancock Fabric. I remember Hancock Fabric from years ago, and I was very pleased with Hancock. Matter of fact, that was my go-to place. I wasn't a Joann person. I was a Hancock Fabric person. And I don't remember where else I bought fabric when I was sewing, but I do remember those two places, Fabric, Hancock and Joann. And I went to both, but I love me some Hancock. They went out of business in 2016. I do not know why because I wasn't sewing at that time. So I don't know what happened. But yeah, they went out of business. The next one is Fabric Spark. Fabric Spark, Spark. And this one is in Canada. And it says that where you'll find fabrics that inspire you and get your sewer's imagination traveling. This shop chooses prints, colors, and substrates based on design, quality, originality, usefulness, and how much joy they bring to fabric loving hearts. In every fabric listing, Fabric Spark shares why they chose it, what they liked about it, and what they would make with it. Fabric Spark also tries to find the little gems and lesser known goodies that might not be available everywhere but still deserve a spotlight. Now, the one thing that I have noticed about these places that she's listing, they're not talking about money and they're not saying whether or not they're affordable. So that lets makes me a little leery of some of these places, even though you can check them out. Now, I it's a lot of them, and I'm not going to go through all of them because the list is very long, and I have yet to run across one that has talked about price, nor have I run across one that tells you if you have to order a certain amount, and they all seem to be with the designer fabric and stuff like that. But what I will do, I am going to I will make this list available online. And um, for anybody that's interested in, I'm just going to list the names. I'm not going to even try to look them up and put any website. All of that you can do yourself. I'll just put the names up there. If you're interested in it, you can look these places up. If not, that's okay. I just wanted to let you know that there are other places that are available. Now, this one particular person did come up with 10 places, and Joann was one of them that they mentioned, and she did the likes and the note and the dislike. I'm not going to talk about Joann. Spoonflower, spoon like a spoon, flower. I've heard of them. Now that one I've heard of. And what she likes about them, they have custom prints, large variety of exclusive designs, and they also have matching wallpaper and decor, which I remember that. Where was I when they you could get fabric and wallpaper to match? Where was that? Was that Hancock? I remember that because you could do your decor, you could do your room and all of that. Some of the furniture stores had that, but they didn't have a large variety of fabric, but they did kind of do that. But where was that? Um, and they have over 20 textile options. What she doesn't like, she says it is pricier than the competitors. Spoonflower is a must for pattern lovers. The online fabric supply store has over 1 million designs from artists around the world. And even better, if you don't see something you like, you can upload your own design for a completely custom and unique textile. That's pretty cool. Aside from customization, the great thing about Spoonflower is that you can find a print in almost any textile, as the company offers a selection of over 20 fabric options to choose from. And if you're looking for matching home decor items, you can purchase wallpaper and decor. Think of your pillows and duvet color in the same fabric. That's cool. I remember going to a store years ago. They used to do that. The other great thing about Spoonflower is there are three minimum sizes to choose from: an 8 by 8 square, a fat quarter, and a yard, which is not common for purchasing fabric online. Now, that's pretty cool. She didn't say how many of the fat quarters and what have you that you had to purchase, but she did say that you could get different sizes. So that's pretty good. I like that. And uh, Terry says that Sears and J.C. Penney used to have fabrics. I don't remember that. I don't remember that, but they probably did. Hancock's of Paducah has beautiful fabrics and great sales too. Now that's Jade, and I've heard of, and it may be in here, but I'm aware of Hancock's of Paducah. I've never bought from them, but I've heard of them. And Becky, there is a quilt fabric shop here in your town. It is expensive. Let's see if uh, but if you have to go out of town to buy fabric, the quilt price isn't so bad. You loved Hancock fabric, but they are no more. They don't exist anymore, Becky. They went out of business. Um, Jordan Fabrics, and this is JE, is online. Okay, Jordan Fabric is an online sales only. Great tutorials for those who wish to get into quilting and sell lots of hand cut sets of fabric. The owner does amazing videos for learning to quilt. And Robin watches those videos as well. Becky says she has enough fabric in her stash, she doesn't need to buy anymore. So it doesn't matter to her that Joanne's going out. And you know what? I did see a video where this young lady, and I meant to look her up again before tonight, that was talking about her. Well, matter of fact, she showed a picture of the big sign, the big ribbon across the store saying closing, where her Joann is actually closing. Now, in the articles that I read about Joann and the bankruptcy, they have 850 stores nation in 49 states. They said they weren't closing any of them, but apparently that is not true because like I said, this one particular video that I saw, the person said it she showed a picture where her Joann was closing. She went in there hoping to get a bargain. The liquidation. She did not get a bargain. The price they did discount everything, and of course nothing was you could not get a refund, you couldn't bring it back. All of that sales were final because they're liquidated. However, the the discounts were average. The discounts was like 25%, 15%, 40%. The same thing that you see in a regular Joann that's not closing. So she was not impressed with the fact that they were having this liquidation sale and that she wasn't finding because it wasn't a lot of stuff in there, she said. So she didn't have a lot of choices. Um, so those of you that are watching from other places in the nation, you might just want to check and see if your Joann is closing. And if it is, you may or may not get some good bargains on notions, fabrics, crafting, whatever it is that they may still have in their stores. Because I know the Joann that I go into, they do sell machines, sewing machines and crickets and all of that. So they do have machines in there that you might be able to get. Some of the lesser priced brothers are in there. Beginner sewing machines, basically. They have same kind you can kind of find in Walmart. And so they have those machines in there. And who knows? They may come down quite a bit. They have sewing tables and sewing desks and things like that that may come down in price. And of course, they always have their fabrics and their yarns and their buttons and their ribbons and thread and all of those kind of notion things, scissors, mats, all of that. Um, Things that we do use, needles, buttons, stabilizer, interfacing. It's a lot of stuff that we use that we get out of Joann that you can't really go into a regular quilt store and get it. Not that I've seen. Not that I've seen. This lady has another store called Minted. I don't know if anybody's heard of Minted. She likes it because of the variety of prints and patterns, textiles and colors, and exclusive designs. What she doesn't like is the print width of 54 inches and minimum and maximum order quantity. So they do have a minimum and a maximum that you can order, which is not a good thing. The 54 inches, if you're buying it to make clothes, I don't think is a bad situation. Um, Mood. I mentioned Mood. And what you like about Mood is you can shop by skill level and projects. I didn't know that. Large range of textiles. Fabric quiz makes it easier to shop, and you can chat with a live fabric specialist. That's cool. What she doesn't like, it got cut off. Let me see if there's anything. If you watch Project Runway, Mood Fabrics might sound familiar. The New York City-based fabric supply is a go-to for beginners and coveted fashion designers alike and offers a wide range of fashion, home decor, and fabrics, plus trims, buttons, and notion. It truly is a one-stop shop. The tricky thing about shopping for textiles at Mood Fabric is that there is so much to choose from. But the company knows this and crafted several tools to help you select the right material. That's good. You can shop by skill level, project, or take the company's fabric quiz to help you narrow down your choices. And if you're still stuck, there is a live chat feature that allows you to connect with a fabric specialist who also love that Mood lets you buy fabric in a half yard increments. That's good. While this might not be ideal for a smaller project, but it is one of the best yardage minimums we have seen for online fabric shopping. Just keep in mind, if swatches are important to your project, they are not available per piece of fabric, and the fabric swatch books are expensive. There you go, with Mood. Now, like I said, I am familiar with Mood. I like Mood. I would definitely buy from Mood. And good night, Marina. I guess you're probably already gone. But from what I just read, I think that is a good place to start if you decide to start buying online and you don't have a place to buy. Now, prices vary. They're not cheap, but if you go through their little quiz or their little tools or whatever they have, you probably could find something in your price range because it depends upon what your project is going to be. If you want to make something fancy dancy and swanky, you might have to pay that kind of money. But if you're trying to just make you a nice, cute little outfit for the spring or summer and don't want to spend a lot of money, but you want to get something from Mood, it might be well worth the try. I don't know. I think I'm gonna try them because I like Mood because I like Mood from watching Project Runway, so I'm kind of biased on that. Etsy. Now I have bought fabric off of Etsy, and as we all know, Etsy is a conglomerate of little shops. Little shop. Everything that you buy is coming from an individual shop. Some entrepreneurial person. It could be a group of people, or it could be one person, it could be a store, it could be anything that's under Etsy's umbrella. So it's almost kind of like a little bit like doing an Amazon situation because if you check and look hard enough, you may find just about anything that you're interested in getting off of Etsy. And I have bought fabric off of Etsy, found the fabric I was looking for, and it came from a particular shop. And I want to say it's patty cake, but I don't want to. I don't want to say that for sure, but my memory is saying patty cake is where I bought this fabric from off of Etsy. Hi, my son is on online, so I just want to say he said hi, mom. So I'm saying hi back. Next to you, LLC. Um, but Etsy textile variety is what she likes. Color and pattern variety and size range. What we don't like is quality is harder to gauge and the shipping cost. Now, I don't remember how much I bought because, again, it was for a mask. And this particular customer wanted a particular color. And I could not find, she wanted pink with black polka dots, I believe. I still got some of that fabric. She wanted pink with black polka dots. And everywhere I went, it was pink with white polka dots. I could not find pink with black polka dots. I think that's correct. So I started searching online, looking for fabric. And I found the fabric at on Etsy from this particular shop. And the picture that was shown looked like that was the right color and fabric that I wanted. So I bit the bullet and I bought the fabric. Now, I'm not sure if I just bought that fabric or another piece of fabric along with it because I know that I have another piece of fabric that I did buy from Etsy, beautiful piece of fabric. And I think I bought it from the same person, but I'm not sure if I bought it the same time. And I don't remember the shipping and all of that, um, or how or the yardage or anything like that. I just remember that I did buy fabric from a seller on Etsy, and I was not dissatisfied. So that is an option. And Etsy is known for its marketplace of unique handmade items, but it's also one of the best sources for craft supplies, and they do, including fabric. We love that there is a large variety of textile colors and patterns available from individual sellers, making it easier than ever to find the perfect fabric for your project. Since fabrics are sold by individual Etsy shops, just like I said, you can find fabrics available in a variety of sizes, including smaller swatches. The main con to shopping for fabric on Etsy is that quality can be harder to gauge, so it's important to check out the shop and product reviews when vetting the best textile for your project. Additionally, shipping costs can range a lot and be expensive depending upon where you are ordering from. Now that was her take on buying fabric from Etsy. And again, like I said, I have not I did not have a bad experience when I bought my fabric from off of Etsy. And I don't buy a lot of things off of Etsy. I buy a lot of embroidery designs off of Etsy, but I don't buy a lot of products off of Etsy, although I have. Because when I'm looking for something specific, if I don't find what I think I kind of go to Etsy first because what depending upon what it is, uh, they probably have it, and I've been lucky. I have pretty much found what I'm looking for on Etsy. Blue Moon Fabrics. What we like about it, recycled fabrics available, trusted by top costume designers, and swatch cards are available. What we don't like is they have less textile variety. Blue Moon Fabric is in Los Angeles. It's a go-to textile shop for all things swimwear, activewear, dancewear, and couture. And the company's coveted fabrics are always available online. The Fashion Fabric Shop has been open to film and television, costume studios, and high end. So if you're looking for that kind of stuff, then Blue Moon Fabric would be for you. I'm not looking for that. If you're planning a project or source of material for upcoming design, Blue Moon Fabrics offers a selection of textile swatch cards to support your design process. And for those looking for eco-friendly fabric, the company also has a collection of recycled textile, including polyester, spandex, fishnet, and more. The only downsides to purchasing from Blue Moon is that it has a fashion focus, so there isn't a whole lot of textile variety and probably not the best choice for someone looking to create home decor, accessory, or upholstery furniture. So, is there anybody else on here? Because this is a long list as well. Uh, Fabric.com. I've heard of Fabric.com. And I get email from a place called Indeed Fabrics a lot. I've not bought anything from them, but I get a lot of email from them. Fabric.com. Let me see what they're saying about Fabric.com. Direct to consumer model, and you can shop on Amazon. What you don't like, there's a minimum order yardage and quantity. Fabric.com is Amazon's online fabric shop. Okay. Dedicated to supplying fabric direct to consumers at affordable price points. Whether you're looking for apparel or upholstery fabric, Fabric.com has a wide range of textile, including fabrics purchased from favorite designers' collection of the first quality closeout at the end of each fashion season. Prime members can purchase select fabrics on Amazon for further discounts and benefits. I didn't know that. The only downside is that there is a minimum order quantity of at least 1 yard of fabric, with some textiles requiring additional yardage per order. Now, I don't know if I knew I was buying from Fabric.com or not, but I have bought fabric off of Amazon before. So I have bought tulle. I have bought organza because I couldn't find it in Joann. Can you believe that? Not what I was looking for. Mm-mm. They had tulle. Walmart had tulle, but when I was looking for the tulle, they didn't have what I wanted. So that was that. When I was looking for the organza, again, I don't even think Walmart had organza, and Joann did not have the color that I wanted. So they were more into the whites and creams and wedding stuff, and did not. And then they had some like some red and different whatever they had. It wasn't what I wanted. So I um I got my fabric from um off of Amazon. So I'm assuming it was fabric.com. Maybe that's why that sounds familiar to me. But the thing is, it was I did have to get a yard. I had to get a yard of each piece that I ordered. The tool, I don't know how much I bought. I bought more than a yard, but I did that on purpose because I knew I needed more in a yard. I got the tool to do those little skirts, which I've never done. Yeah, the tutus. I guess that's what they are called. I got the tool to do some tutus, and I'm not done the tutus. And now you don't see a whole bunch of people doing tutus anymore. Although I'm assuming these little cute little girls still wear them, but you don't see it infiltrating YouTube videos as it did 3 years ago. Because that's how I'm sure you guys remember how Jasmine, what's her name, Angela Jasmina, got her start doing the tutus, and she used to show you how to do it and sell you the yardage and teach you all of that. But she moved up. The tutus got her known, and once she got known and started doing her shirt embroideries, she kind of moved away from doing the tutus because they take longer. And I guess she just started doing just the shirts, period. And I guess that's what she still does. I really don't know because I've watched her a little bit, but I've not really been on her Etsy shop. I have bought from AJ Blanks or Banks or whatever it is. AJ must be AJ Blanks. Angela Jasmine Blank. It must be AJ Blanks that she sells little kids shirts and stuff where you can, do what you want. I have bought those from her, but I'm not gone on to her Etsy shop, so I really don't know what's on there. I may have looked once or twice, didn't buy anything, but that's been a minute ago. I don't know what's on there really, to be honest about it. Oh, let me see. Is there anybody else on here that I'm familiar with? Now she talks about what you need to do when you're buying fabric online, and some of this got cut off, so I don't have everything. But you need to your fabric needs to have some relevance to your project if you're buying for a project. Now I know oftentimes I've done it. You just see the fabric, like it, and buy it. You don't have a project in mind, but you know you need 2 or 3 yards if you're gonna make a garment. If you're not gonna make a garment, if you think you're just gonna make use it for a quilt or use it for something small, you may get a yard, half a yard, whatever. I've done all of that and not necessarily have a pattern and a plan for the garment. I've done that as well. I have patterns, I have plans, I have fabric. So relevance to the project. Reference your project instruction or your pattern jacket so you know what type of fabric you need and what works best for that project. And then you can go from there. And according to the expert, woven fabrics such as cotton, linen, shirtings, and home decor canvas are great fabrics for beginners. Fabrics that stretch, have a lot of drape, embellishment, or finishes may require extra prep work, special techniques, and additional tools to complete the project. And increment limits. You'll find that a lot of stores sell their fabric in 1 yard increments. While this is common, it often leads you to paying for excess textile that you don't end up using. However, some sites like Mood lets you buy fabric in a half-yard increment, which is one of the lowest yardage minimums they found doing their research. Frequent asked questions. Do you have to buy a fabric by the yard? You don't have to purchase fabric by the yard. However, if you are shopping for fabric online, this tends to be the trend as most online fabric retail sellers sells fabric by the yard and some may sell by the half yard. If you prefer a custom fabric length, you recommend going to a cut counter to a local fabric store to get the amount that you want. And how much does it cost when you're shopping online by the yard? The price varies, depends on the fabrication and the collection. And some licensed or designer textiles may have higher price point. A beginner-friendly cotton starts off about around $5, while everyday apparel fabrics are generally between $10 to $30 a yard. So that is pretty much it. So we have options. Like I said, Joann is not closing her door permanently at this point. Um, so we do have options. One place that I did look at myself today is Thread Art. Thread Art. THREADART. Thread Art, and it offers a vast range of threads, yarns, vinyl, and fabrics tailored for your creative journey. They also provide supplies for machine embroidery, sewing, t-shirt designs, crocheting, and quilting. I went on their site. I was quite pleased with what I saw. I had heard the word thread art, but I had not been on their site before. So that is a good online alternative. Keep in mind you can still go to Joann online. Um, I have bought from Joann online as well, fabric. I don't remember how long it took to come. What I do remember, unfortunately, is um, that 2 yard minimum. 1 yard minimum is not so bad, but when you force me to buy 2 yards of fabric that I don't need, I don't like that. So yeah, I don't know how that's going to work with Joann, with them being in bankruptcy and so forth. And Terry says, don't forget to check out the thrift stores from time to time. You never know what you're going to find. Now, what I have seen some videos, and they have mentioned the thrift stores as an option, not so much that you're going to buy flat fabric. You might, because I would assume some people have donated fabrics and stuff like that. But uh, you can buy their clothes, like denim. Denim is a good option. And you can bring the denim home, cut it up, and use it in a quilt, or you can repurpose it and make something else out of it. And I talked about this before. So don't knock your thrift shop. Also, I remember seeing on a video where somebody mentioned your dollar store. And I'm trying to think, was it Dollar General? It was a dollar store selling fabric, back quarters. Check it out. She said it wasn't a lot of our variety, but they actually had some fat quarters in there. And it was a dollar quarter store, $1.25. It's the Dollar Tree. Okay, Robin. So you're familiar with it. It's the Dollar Tree that has fat quarters in there. So check them out. Um, Dollar and a quarter. You can find you some fat quarters up in there. You might see something you like. And that's competing with Walmart because Walmart's fat quarters, plain, I believe, are, I don't know. I think I want to say they're $1.47, but I think they went up to $1.47. I remember when they were 99 cents, but they've gone up, and their patterned ones are $2 or more. So they're trying to catch up with Joann's fat quarters because Joann fat quarters usually run 2.99 or more, 2.59, 2.99, 2.40. They two something unless they're on sale. And the other day I was in there, you could get five. I think it was five for $1, and they said it was the cheapest price, which is not true because I went in there last month sometime and I got 10 for $10. So that's $1 per fat quarter. That's not bad. So I don't know if they're going to have that sale like that again, but just keep that in mind if you're looking for fat quarters and stuff. And I just bought a bunch of them just for the heck of it because I saw it, I liked it, and it was $1 a piece. And so you can always do something with a fat quarter. I've used the fat quarters to do my composition books backs and definitely use it for appliques, and I mean it's a lot of stuff that you can do. The little zipper purse, all those kinds of things, you can use your fat quarters for. So, or obviously for quilting, you know. So not bad, not bad at all. Robin, I use their fat quarters in quilts. So Robin used the Dollar Tree fat quarters in quilts, which is, yeah, I would do the same thing. And talking about quilting, I'm jumping on the bandwagon. I have been beaten down. I am wanting to learn how to do a little quilting anyway. As I mentioned before, our new sew along, which starts on the 3rd of April, so we're still open for new people if they want to come and participate with us. We are going to be doing a quilted tote of your choice. Now, several of us have decided to do what they call quilt as you go. uh, for me, I'm doing it because I'm trying to learn. I don't know anything about quilting, and that is a simple, easy project from what I've seen. I got a chance to look at somebody actually do it today, thanks to Taisha, and I think she had a class tonight. She's not on, I don't think, but Taisha was nice enough to send me a video of someone actually doing the purse that I plan to do and showing how to do it. So I was very very happy to get that video, and I shared it with the group. So I think and hope everybody was able to get it and see it and look at it if that's something that you choose to do. But it was extremely helpful for me, and Robin said she did watch it. Yes, good. So it was, like I said, it was extremely helpful for me because now I know what I'm getting myself into, and I don't feel bad about it. I don't feel frightened about it. I'm pretty confident that I can do it and make a very decent uh, tote. We are planning on doing it for 3 weeks. It shouldn't take 3 weeks to do it, but that's the plan. So that's 3 visits. Although I have extended the time frame. And I'm going to get the password and ID and all that stuff out to you guys tomorrow. That so be looking for it in your email, and I'll probably text you as well to remind you to look for the information in your email. If I don't do it tonight, but after I get off of here, I might even do it then. I don't know. But anyway, you should have all that information by tomorrow because um, it is next Wednesday. If I'm not mistaken, next Wednesday is the 3rd, and that's when we're going to start. And so hopefully everybody has everything they need or will have everything they need to get started by next Wednesday so we can all start together at the same time and look at it, encourage each other and guide each other and all of that good stuff. And I know we're several of us are doing the same tote, the design, but it's not going to be the same and look the same because we'll have different fabrics. Now, talking about ordering fabrics online, I ordered my fabric for my tote online from Soul Creative Lounge, I believe it is, because I wanted African print. And I ordered a 42, I think it was the big jumbo jelly roll. I think it's 42 strips, and I forgot how long they are. 42 strips and however long they are. They're long, longer than what I need. But anyway, um, I counted them out. It's 42 strips. I think they only have two alike, is what they said. There's only two alike of the 42. So you actually get 21 pairs, I assume, if that's how you want to look at it. I don't know if I'm pairing anything up or if I'm gonna just I've already taken out. I think my bag calls for 20, and I've taken 20 out, and they're all different. I'm gonna lay that out and look at it and see if I like the way that looks or if I want to do some pairs, not pairs, but use the same pattern in the tote where you have two of the same in different places. That's an option for me. I might do it that way. I'm leaning towards that. I think that would be really cute. And of course, I'm not going to use the entire jelly roll because it doesn't call for that many. And it wasn't cheap. I'm just telling you. The fabric wasn't cheap. And I bought fabric as well. Swatches, but they're big, and I can't remember. They're bigger than a fat quarter, but I don't remember what the measurement was. I really don't. But they're nice sized pieces, and I think I got 5 of them. They weren't cheap either. That whole yeah, they were not inexpensive. And the other thing for me, I think it took longer to get here than I expected. I think it was close to 2 weeks, and it shouldn't have been that long. It might have been, yeah. It was. I got them yesterday, and if I'm not mistaken, I ordered them on the 15th. So it wasn't 2 weeks. So what is that? That's 7, 8. Well, you can't count the weekend, I guess. You can count Saturday. So 7 and 7 was 7 days, 8 days, 10 days, roughly 10 days to get here. I don't know if that's normal or not. I don't know. I think 10 days is kind of long, kind of long. And I probably could have gotten quicker, but I think you had to pay extra money, and I wasn't going to pay extra money. But what made me think about it was I kept getting emails from them trying to get me to do other things and join this, that, and the other and stuff like that. But I didn't get any emails in regards to my order. And I even went online and looked, and I didn't have any information about my order until early, well, latter part of last week. Then it said that they had put my order together and was getting ready to ship it. And I'm like, it should have been put together the week. It should have been put together sooner than it was, in my opinion. That's just how I feel about it. And I'm just venting, and I probably shouldn't have said that, but that's just how I felt. Like it took them longer to do it than what I expected. But the bottom line is, I have it. They're pretty. Um, I probably would have selected some different patterns. That's the other thing that happens when you're doing stuff online and you can't touch it, feel it, and all that. And even when you go into a shop and look at a jelly roll, you really don't know what they're going to look like because they're all rolled up there together, and you just see kind of the patterns and looking at it. So it's still a mystery what it all is going to look like. You know, it's going to all work together because that's the whole purpose of it. But you don't know exactly what it is you're getting. And that's the same way about that fabric that I ordered, where I got the big pieces and 5 pieces of it. I didn't know, I didn't select what was in there. So it was kind of like a surprise. And it's cute. I like it. Um, but they have other fabrics that I like better, put it that way. And I have seen their fabric. Matter of fact, I have some other fabric that I bought from them from the expo, where I did actually look at it, touch it, feel it, and what have you. And I bought 2 different kinds of fabrics from them, and a pattern and all of that stuff. So I knew their quality was good, so I wasn't nervous about buying anything from them. So that's another option of where you, if you want to buy fabric, especially if you're buying African print, because I think that's all they sell is the African print. And they have some beautiful African prints, a lot of different stuff. Now, the stuff that I got, I could tell the bigger prints in the jelly rolls are gorgeous. I can look at that and I say, oh my goodness, this is so pretty. But of course, you just get the strip. Uh, Robin, you say you think yours took about 10 days because I kept looking at the website to see what was happening. Okay, see, you did the same thing that I did. You did, if you bought from them, you did the same thing that I did because I kept looking as well because it took about 10 days and I was surprised. I was really surprised that it took so long. And they do have, they did send me an email to make a comment or something about it, and I'm gonna ask. But if I remember correctly, when I was ordering the fabric, they did have an option of, like most of these places do, where you can get it faster. But then you're spending a lot more money because it's already expensive to ship. And then you want me to give you some more money so I can get it a few days earlier? If you're on a time schedule, then I guess you have to do it. But other than that, no. Which remind me, and this has nothing to do with fabric, but I'm gonna just tell you, I I had told you guys last week about health issues and stuff like that. But anyway, um, doctor ordered me some new medicine, and the pharmacy got in touch with me. All of this is done via email. People don't call and talk to you no more. But anyway, um, they ship my medicine to me. If I want it sooner, they ship free. But if I want it sooner, then I had to pay $8 or something just to get it. And I need my medicine. So I'm like, when did this start happening? They used to just send it. And I'd have it in a day or two. Max. A day or two. And now I don't know if something has happened with the post office or what, but that's the first time I ever saw where they charge to have it shipped out sooner or for me to get it sooner or whatever. So that to me was like, whoa, when did this start happening? Everything has changed. And Robin, you say, oh goodness, yeah, I mean it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy what's going on because and of course I paid the money because I need the medicine and I did not want to wait. Uh, they said it could be 5 days. I didn't want to wait 5 days. And the reason being is because she had ordered me another medication that I needed to take for 5 days. And it had to do with my heart. And I needed to take it as soon as possible and get retested. I had to go get blood tests yesterday and everything. But TMI. But anyway, I told them to go ahead and ship the medicine, not knowing that it wasn't going to come immediately like it used to. I thought it was going to be here in a day or two. It took about 4 or 5 days to get here. And I was like, whoa, when did that start happening? Because I'm like, it was like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I didn't get the medicine for 1, 2, 3, 4. It was 5 days. It was 5 days. It was 5 days. So in order for me to get it by Thursday, this medicine that I ordered today, if I paid them the extra money, then I can get it by Thursday. If not, I wasn't going to get the medicine until when? One day next week. That's 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 what things have come to now. So I guess getting our fabric in 10 days is not so bad. I guess I'm spoiled because I'm used to Amazon. I have the expectation I'm gonna get my stuff the next day or two, and they getting slow too. So it's just everything, everything is messed up, just messed up. Like I had said I was gonna mention this at the beginning, but we started talking about the boat and all that stuff. But I know my hair is extremely short, extremely short. I didn't do this on purpose. I'm just gonna let you all know. I did not do this on purpose. Even though it's okay, because I don't care. Ball or no ball, it's still okay. But I went to the barber and he asked me how I wanted it. I said, well, of course, and look, this is my third time going to that person. This is the first time he ever cut my hair this way. I said, I want it short. I said, I want it where I can just brush it. And You have the picture that I showed you when I first started coming to you, how I wanted my hair. The way my picture is on my channel. That man got the cutting on my head. And next thing I knew, when he showed me the mirror, I had no hair. I had no hair. He said, "Is that okay?" What was I supposed to say? No, put the hair back on. I had no hair on my head. And I didn't know I was as bald as I was because I told him, I said, "I'm bald now." He said, "Oh, no, you bald. You're not bald. You fine." I came home and looked at my head and I was like, I don't have no hair on my head. So it's growing. It's growing back. Eventually, it will be where I want it. So I just wanted to let you guys know I didn't do this on purpose, but that's okay. That's okay. It is me. This is how I look. Hair, no hair. But I didn't do it on purpose. And I don't know if you guys can tell. It is growing. It is growing a little bit. But it'll get there. The next a week from now, it'll be even more. And I would say in the next 4 weeks, it'll probably be the way I want it to be. It will have grown back to the way I wanted to be. But needless to say, I don't think I'm going back to him no more. Because I'm like, uh-uh. He don't know how to do hair. Pearls, I love your short look. I love your short look. It's pretty on you. I would love to wear mine like that, but radiation look took military in the top years ago. Yeah. Well, I don't have no hair on the top of my head. I am I look in the mirror. Trust and believe me, I got no hair on my head. And I already knew, and I've had this issue for a while. You know, when you get to be a certain age, some people's hair start thinning and you start getting patches of baldness or near baldness, I guess. Uh, and I've been wearing my hair natural for decades. I'm not one that goes to the beauty shop. I go to the barber. And I had a wonderful barber in Florida. She cut and colored my hair, and she was exceptional. I loved her, um, the way she did my hair. And like I said, the photo that I have on my channel is a haircut and color from my barber that I had in Florida. And my son, the one that's on here, he found her and he was using her for his own haircut. And he told me, he said, "Mom, I got a barber you might want to go to," because I was trying to find one a good when they were messing in my head. And so I went to her, and the first time I went to her, she cut my hair perfectly and colored it perfectly. And the money that she charged me, I was shocked. I was literally shocked. It was so little. It was nothing. It was absolutely $30. I'm just telling you, $30, cut and color, $30. That was it. Every time I went. So I was shocked. You can't even get your hair cut up here hardly $30. Don't even wake up trying to get it colored as well. So, hmm. Anyway, and then she did an excellent job. So I've only had one or two men that have actually cut my hair the way I liked it. So I don't know if that's a male thing because they're used to cutting hair on men because that's basically what this dude did. He cut my hair like I was a guy. He was cutting my hair like I was a guy, and I didn't understand that at all because he's never done that before. And like I said, by the time I realized what he had done, it was done and nothing I could do about it. Just grin and bear. And I walked through the door and my husband looked at me. He wasn't happy, but what can you do about it? I said, okay, it is what it is. I didn't tell him to do that. And you said it looks good on me. I've always worn my hair, well, I won't say I've always, but I've worn my hair short for a long time. So wearing my hair short is not new to me. And I've had my hair probably this at least this short once before. And but that was before it started thinning so much, so you really didn't actually see the scalp as much as you do now. Um, but I didn't want it quite this short. I wanted it just a tad bit longer so it didn't show so much of the thinning of the hair. But it is what it is. I ain't gonna worry about it because you know what you see is what you get. That's all I can say. I won't be wearing my. The only time I wore my hair long was when I was wearing dreads, and I wore them down my back. So and I love my dreads, but dreads are heavy and they pull your hair. And I think that's when my hair actually really started thinning and me having all the issues with thinning hair and developing bald spots or what have you. And because it was trying it was trying to do a Stevie Wonder on me. I'm like it ain't that ain't happening here, y'all. It was literally trying to do Stevie Wonder because you know Stevie Wonder hair has creeped all the way back to the back. He ain't got nothing up here and all this hair in the back. And I noticed that my hair was the hairline was creeping back because of the weight of the dreads because they were hanging down. And I didn't think about it, but all I had to do was cut them shorter, not all the way off, but I cut them all the way off like a fool. I just should have just shortened them like Whoopi does. Whoopi will wear her hair long for a while, and you notice she'll cut them, and then they'll get long, and then she'll cut them, and that's why she's doing it because of the weight of the hair. When the hair gets, the longer it gets, the heavy, because they're heavy. They are heavy, and they pull, and it will definitely pull your hair back, and that's what was going on with my hair when when I was wearing the dreads, and I loved my dreads. I ain't gonna tell no lie. I loved my dreads, and I've tried several times, as you guys know, to regrow them, and they won't grow back. They will not grow back right. So too too bad, too bad. So that is pretty much what I have to talk about as far as Joann bankruptcy, where we're gonna go, what we're gonna buy, how we're gonna function with her going out of business, well, not going out of business, but filing bankruptcy, and just wanted to make sure that everybody was aware that uh, she's not going out of business right now. They are restructuring, and hopefully, in the article that I read, they will come back better than before. They're going to do some, I guess, strategize and come up with some new strategies for their stores and in order to, I guess, attract more people and get better sales. I don't know if they'll go back to their classes that they used to have. If anybody remember, Joann used to have you could get sewing classes and cooking and baking classes and all kinds of crafting classes for adults and for kids. And I'm thinking it was Joann. It might have been Michael's, but one of those stores used to do floral arrangements. And I don't know if any of you all remember that, but they used to do floral arrangements because I bought a big, beautiful, huge floral arrangement. Well, I had it designed. I literally had them design it. It wasn't something that I picked off the floor. I went because they had a designer, and you could go in there and you could the um, pick out the pot or whatever you wanted your arrangement in. Okay, Pearl, you said it was Joann. Okay, I thought it was Joann. But you could go in there and pick out what you wanted, and you gave them your color scheme and everything, and they would create the most beautiful arrangement. And then you buy it. And then remember when they used to have the pre arrangements? where you could go in there and they had them all over the wall and stuff, and you could buy beautiful floral arrangements. So why did they stop doing that? I just remembered because I used to go in there and get those things. Every holiday, you could go in there and you could get beautiful wreaths that they had put together, or they had the flower arrangements and all of that stuff sitting in the window, and you can just pick what you want. And they don't have any of that kind of stuff anymore. What happened? I think that was Joann. I don't know. Hi, Deborah. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. It's just about time to wrap up, though, but that's okay. Um, I hope you got the video that I sent you today, courtesy of Taisha, with the tote. You probably didn't need it though, because you already done stuff like that before. But anyway, I sent it to you anyway. But yeah, I hope Joann can go back to doing some of those things. I think if they were to go back to their traditional way of running their business, and I might be 100% wrong, but I think they'll get better business. People will start coming back because that was the go-to place for those kinds of things. I went there all the time for holiday decor and floral arrangements and wreaths to put on your door and different things like that. They had those things, and now they have, yuck. I'm to be honest about it. Stuff is in there looks in my Joann. It's not appealing. That store is not appealing at all. Nothing in that store is appealing. It looks junky. It looks drab. It looks unkept. It looks uninviting. It really does. And I can see if most of those stores, their stores look like that, I can understand them going bankrupt because it's not appealing. The only reason I go there is because they're the only place that I can go to get the stuff that I really need physically without having to order it. That's the only reason I go because it's not pleasant. It really isn't. If the other Joann wasn't so far away from me, that would be the one that I would go to because it is light and bright and looks like it's better organized than the one where I am. And the one where I am is almost every time I go in there, they got somebody new working. I don't know if these people come and go or they just have so many little bitty part-time people that I'm just getting through. Because I heard one girl said she got 9 hours a week. Okay, you got the video. Good. Thanks. Yeah. I heard a conversation and the girl was saying she had got 9 hours a week. Now, why would you want to work part time for a job and you only get 9 hours? That ain't no part time job. You just volunteered one day. No. What can you do with 9 hours on a paycheck? And they keeping you from getting benefits and stuff. And Leslie, you said Joann is starting to look like the Dollar Tree. Oh my goodness, that's so sad, but that's so true. It's so bad. It's so bad. I hope they come back better. I really do. I really do hope that this reorganization and restructuring is going to be a benefit to us because they need to make money and they're not going to get our dollars. And that's what they need if they don't do better. If they don't present something better than what they've been presenting, because what they've been presenting is trash to me. Like I said, the only reason I go in there is because they're right around the corner and they're convenient and they have what I'm sometimes they have what I need. I would look for a tracing wheel. Do you know I could not find a tracing wheel in there? How do you not have a tracing wheel? How do you run out of little stuff like that? I was looking for some zippers. I couldn't find the length that I wanted. And I looked down and I saw this bin that was shoved up under the rack where the zippers were, with just loose zippers in the bin. So I just pulled the bin out and started going through it and looking for my zipper. So you're right, Dollar Tree. I went shopping myself. They weren't hung up. They were just in this bin, just all colors, all sizes, all brands. And I just went in there looking to see if I could find. I needed two zippers just alike. And I was looking to see if I could find what I was looking for, and I did. I wasn't about to go waste my breath trying to find a salesperson because that's their job. But I just did it and went on by my business and what have you. But it stands the reason why they're closing their doors. That's all I can say. That's how they have dropped down to. And I had totally forgot about those things because it's been a while. It's been a while. I've been out of because I used to do that when I lived in St. Louis. I'm trying. Did I do that when I was in Virginia? I don't think so. So it's been a while since I lived in St. Louis. So it's been a while since that stuff I did routinely, but I remember it. And it may not have been that long because the now that I think about it, the Joann in Florida, I think did it. I think I'm not sure, but yeah, they got to do better. They have to do better. But anyway, it is just about 10 o'clock. And I think we've talked about everything tonight. Thank you guys for hanging in there. I appreciate it. Hopefully, it was some people in Never Never Land out there in Facebook land, YouTube land that was listening. And hi, Danielle. How you doing? You watched the replay. Yeah, you missed it. But I know Danielle. I sent you a video. Did you get it? I hope you did. These are the people that are part of the Sew Along that I'm talking to. So it's quite a few people that are part of the Sew Along. And Deborah and Danielle, I don't know if she's still on here, but JE is joining us. A lady named JE is joining us on next Wednesday. Wednesday, April the 3rd is when we're going to start 7 o'clock. Just reminding those of you that may have forgotten, we're going to be doing the quilted tote, and several of us going to be doing the quilt as you go, Alexandra quilt as you go. But of course, as you know, it's not a requirement. You can do whatever tote you want to do. I don't care. Just do it. A quilted tote is what we're doing. That's the project for this time. And I will be sending out the password and ID information. You will have it no later than tomorrow. I'm thinking when I hop off of here, I'm going to go ahead and grab it and stick it in the email and send it to you. But if you don't get it tonight, you definitely will get it tomorrow. So don't worry about it. You'll have it because I want to make sure that everybody has it by next Wednesday, so we all will be on the same accord and able to hop on into the Zoom without any issues. So look for that. And again, like I said, the doors are open. It's getting close though, but if you're interested in it, I need to know. You need to let me know. You need to say I'm interested in it, and I will put my email in here right quick so you guys will know how to get in touch with me and let me know that you're interested in it, and then we can go from there. So, and also, I just put it in the chat. Also, as always, I have to ask, please don't forget, thumbs ups are very important. I need the like, I need you to share, I need you to subscribe. Uh, it's very beneficial to the channel, help us to grow. I know I'm behind on my channel videos as well because, like I said, when my machine broke on me, I got into a funk, and I'm not 100% out of that funk yet. So, and I got other personal issues going on, health issues, what have you. So I'm in this funk right now, and I need to get out of it. I need to get out of it so I can do some things because I know I got to get some things done and um, get some videos up and like Leslie, I was telling them earlier that I may have some UFOs because I have not finished my placemat. I'm so close to being done with it. I just need to beat my own behind and get it done, which I probably will tomorrow. I think I will because I don't like UFOs at all. I don't like them. I like to finish my projects, but it's just been something that has really um, I'm trying to push myself. I got projects right here sitting in my face that I need to do. I have projects sitting in my face that I need to do. I just need to push myself to get it done. That's all. I got to get out of this funk. And today didn't help when the I got up this morning and found out about the boat situation. That was just a downer for me today. So it is what it is. But anyway, you guys, put a prayer in for me to get my pep back and my spunk back and all of the whatever it is that I need to get back so I can get my stuff done. So I can do better. And I will talk to you guys later. It is 10 o'clock. It is time to shut down. And thank you guys for hanging in here. Thank you for stopping by. And don't forget to like the video, please. I appreciate it. And subscribe if you have not. And I will talk to you guys next Tuesday. And we will go from there. So I'm going to say good night to everybody and have a wonderful rest of the weekend. Take care. And I do appreciate you guys. Bye bye.